Welcome to NuWu Sessions, where we invite guests from different corners of the Vegas cannabis industry. We sit down to share a VIP table package in Nevada's very first cannabis consumption lounge, only here in the Vegas Tasting Room. Come check us out.
What up, NuWu fam? On today's episode, we've asked the team behind the world-renowned Gravity Bong Student Glass to come by and get high. Watch as we discuss how they became the brand they are today, as well as what the future holds for Student Glass. It's only here on NuWu Sessions, so let's get into it.
Welcome back to NuWu Sessions podcast. Appreciate y'all for joining and visiting us here on the NuWu Sessions YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. I know y'all got a bunch of stoner friends. Speaking of friends, I'm missing mine. My co-host currently is on vacation, so shout out to my co-host. Anyways, so welcome back to the episode. So this episode, we have three very special guests, and you've seen their product here on almost every single one of our episodes. The Student Glass team. Would you mind introducing yourselves? Welcome to the podcast. Starting from my guest from my left.
Hello, everybody. My name is Farzan. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you for coming on, my brother.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Marnie. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you, Miss Marnie. Miss Marnie is one of our reps that always comes in and takes care of the woo here.
What's going on, everybody? I'm CJ. Glad to be here.
I appreciate y'all for coming on. Like we say all the time, we are the only podcast that legally consumes cannabis because we have the only legal cannabis consumption lounge. Y'all got to come in and check us out. I promise you. Have you guys been here before and party with us? I know Marty has.
No, this is the first time.
Welcome to the lounge. Welcome to the lounge. Farzan, have you been here?
Just a couple of times, but it's always a good time. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, we opened this bad boy up in 2019, and we've been rocking and rolling. So, besides NuWu and our background and everything, we want to get into the Student Glass team and see the faces behind the product. So, where did we start in cannabis from our team? Whoever would like to go first.
I guess I'll kick it off. I started in cannabis almost 10 years ago now. I know, like, just thinking about it before the show, it just kind of, knocked me back. I was like, it's been that long. But
it flies by quick.
It does. It does. I mean, when I first got into it, we were still a medical state here in Nevada. I was working for actually another vaporizer company. And that's where I got my start. I worked there for a few years, joined the Grenco Science, G-Pen, and Student Glass team about almost 5 years ago now, which is another mind blower. I was thinking about that. But it's been almost 10 years.
Awesome. CJ, yourself?
I've never known any other industry, really.
Really?
Yeah, coming straight out of high school, went right into the cannabis industry. That's actually where I met Farzan coming out of high school. We were working at that same company together. Yeah, 10 years back. And then even before that, it's just always trying to be involved. I grew up here in Vegas, so I'm a local. And Vegas just watching.
Sir.
So just watching how the scene was coming up and changing here, I just wanted to make sure I was involved and on the forefront of it. And I was able to do that. And that brings us all to where we are today, And I think we all have similar stories, right?
For sure. Well, what got you guys into cannabis? Did you guys already were users prior, or just something that's new and sparked?
Definitely, man. I've been using cannabis as long as I could flick a lighter.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I was definitely a user and a consumer before I got the job. I mean, even, getting the job because, it wasn't necessarily legal in the state. Like the posting and everything was just kind of mysterious. And the deeper I got into the interview process, the more it kind of presented itself like, hey, this is a cannabis vape company. And just the more I wanted it,
For sure.
It's always best to work as close to your passions as possible. And I loved the plant before I got to work with it. And it's just been growing ever since.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ms. Marnie, yourself, how did we get in?
Well, before cannabis, I actually worked for almost 10 years in nonprofit. I did fundraising and development. And
that's a hustle.
It was a hustle.
For sure.
I loved it. It was obviously really fulfilling and rewarding. But it was like a really serious job and like really intense and emotionally draining.
For sure.
And I knew that I kind of needed something that made me happier.
For sure.
And I had the opportunity. It was about 6 years ago when it was still medical in Nevada. I had the opportunity to get onto the retail side of a medical shop that it was called Blackjack Collective. It was on Western. It's now been moved licenses and it's Curaleaf on the Strip.
Oh, wow. Hey, dang.
But I ran that shop for a little over a year as the GM. And then I had the chance from Grenco to help launch a proprietary vape that they were bringing onto the market called the Geo.
For sure.
So I connected them with a fill partner here, BAM.
Right. Yeah, BAM. Big names, I see you.
And so I launched that product. So I've been working for G-Pen for about 5 years now, and then stayed in the industry ever since, because once you get in this industry, you never want to leave.
For sure. I kind of want to dive a little bit deeper into your background a little bit, Marty, especially with the advancement of like women empowerment and cannabis growth and all this. But before we do jump in there, I do have one of my mans here with some Cannacocktails. We're gonna pull up.
Ooh, yeah.
All of these bad boys are 5 milligrams a piece. We rather have it be an addition to your smoke here and not be the main focal point. We want you to party on the smoke and this be the compliment to that. So from my man CJ, we have a mango canarita. For Miss Marty, we have a pink flamingo. You already know that's a staple here. Same thing with the ocean water, my man Tom's very favorite. And then I had a slide out. I'm gonna pick that. There you go, boss.
Awesome.
Appreciate you. And we got an Arnold Palmer. Cheers, folks.
Cheers,
Appreciate y'all.
friends. Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you.
Cheers, babe.
One more, yep.
Oh, that's tasty.
Oh yeah,
Smooth, right?
That's good.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, Chris always has his own
Ooh.
point every time.
Ooh.
So, speaking of which, like I was saying, the cannabis industry, I've only been here 5 years, but within that 5 years, you see how much women empowerment has grown. And being in many positions that you have been, how has that been for you, being kind of the forefront of that here in Nevada?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that I've been really fortunate to work in companies that have just given me power and autonomy and respect. And I feel super blessed to just have always been surrounded by good people.
Right.
And I really feel like this industry as a whole is an industry that is truly about like love, and also one that brings to the people like what we need to elevate legal cannabis.
For sure.
Right. And so I think that
1000%.
kind of trumps like politics and other things, that we kind of all are in this for the greater good of like, hey, the medical program was so important. It was built on the shoulders of people,
For sure.
you know, who really needed cannabis medically, and that like we as a adult use state, and hopefully one day, you know, federal legalization. I think we need to remember where we came from
1000%.
and like the shoulders that we stand on of why we've gotten here. And, you know, like I said, I've always felt just like community.
For sure.
Yeah.
1000%. 1000%. That's one thing about this community is, man, you got walks of every life up in the cannabis industry.
Absolutely,
It's been amazing. I've only been in the industry 5 years, and just seeing how much it's grown, I could just imagine being 10 years and much more. Seeing the differences that you guys see, and I'm pretty sure I can't wait to get to that point as well. So what, if you guys are active users, what is your guys' preferred method of consumption?
I'm definitely an active user. I think all three of us are. So you'll get, you know, similar answers. But I'm definitely more of a concentrate user myself. You know, working for a predominantly concentrate brand like Grenco Science, you know, just also kind of speaks to my level of consumption.
Right.
You know, I do prefer the hash rosins and like the top tier stuff. But you know, I dabble in a lot. You know. Kind of all over the place.
You could stamp connoisseur on there.
Yeah,
That's what you got.
exactly.
Your guys self?
I'm a blunt girl.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a blunt girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Flower all day. I mean, I definitely enjoy concentrates.
For sure.
But my preferred method is good old blunt.
You're right. CJ, yourself?
Yeah, and I'm a concentrates user all day long.
Yes, sir.
All day long.
Yes, sir. Yeah, if you guys come in here, you guys will see me post at that dad bar, but when I'm at home, I'm a blunt guy too. I'm a flower child. I got to roll it myself. Something about that mental. But what got you guys started in Student Glass? One of the very notorious gravity bongs in the market. What led you guys to this?
CJ actually probably tells this the best.
Yeah, so we actually acquired Stündenglass, the brand and the product, from our good friend and now colleague Tracy. He invented the product and launched the V1. That's the one that you guys maybe saw like Seth Rogen using, and the one that really blew up and went viral, right?
For sure.
And so that one he invented and launched and did all on his own.
Sick.
We saw the opportunity to partner up and come in and just work together, right? And so about the end of 2019, I want to say 2020-ish, we ended up getting the acquisition done. We partnered up. Tracy came on board, and then we started working right away on this V2 here. And so that launched in spring of 2020, and then that was a collective effort of our development team at Grenco Science, plus Tracy, the original inventor. And then we'd also, had a couple other additions to the team that are, some rock stars. And we've just really built a good team to go behind Stündenglass and Grenco and beyond. And yeah, I mean, that's what brought you the product that you see today that everyone loves so much,
I mean, you see it on Wiz Khalifa's videos. You see it on all the celebrity videos. Everybody wants a piece of this. I mean, if you come in here and you come chill at the tasting room, you'll see at least 3 of our rentals all functioning all at once. People want this product. What, in your mind, makes people want this product even more? Is it more of that FOMO? Is it more of the product being that great? What would your opinion be on that?
I mean, FOMO is strong amongst all of us, so it's definitely the hot new thing right now, which is one benefit. I mean, I would say just the general, just how unique the product is.
For sure.
There's really nothing else like it, at least on a mass production scale that anybody else has got right there. So, I mean, just having a unique experience with your consumption, however, you choose to consume, whether that's concentrate or flower or even, the many other things this device can actually do. It's just one of a kind.
For sure.
And it creates that FOMO. Really.
For sure.
I would definitely say like the versatility and the functionality have totally been a winning combination on it. You can use it as a hookah. So you can literally use it with shisha and a coal as a hookah. You can use it with flour, of course. You can use it with concentrate. And then we've also kind of repurposed it in the food and beverage space so that you can use it to smoke cocktails and you can use it to smoke food.
Awesome.
So we're seeing people in restaurants and bars buying this to use with either wood chips or spices or different types of herbs, and they're getting really creative. So I think that there's a use and a purpose that this device serves for kind of anybody and everybody. So I think that it's just a, knockout.
For sure. I mean, how many products do you see out there for the cannabis market that is catered to almost every market out there in the service industry, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
you guys are going to need a smoked Cannacocktail on the menu very soon for the show as well.
We actually do have one. Actually, yes, sir.
I missed it.
Yes, sir. We have 3 of them. We got to get y'all in here and test with these bad boys. Make sure we're doing it right.
Absolutely.
For sure. I mean, we're talking about this product a lot. I'd rather kind of test these waters. I mean, it is a smoking podcast, so why not start our consumption now? Hey. Let me grab one of our servers, if I could. We're going to bring out one of our table packages that we do have. It'll feature one of our JBD bongs. This is one of our VIP packages, which we do sell for customers. It'll come with many of products, but which includes a JBD bong, 400 JBD hammer pipes, trays, lighter, grinder, the whole 9, and an unlimited munchie tray as well.
Nice.
It's so awesome. I'm not gonna lie,
Thank you, Maya.
Last time I was here and we did the VIP setup, I was the one who got to take home the JBD bong, and it is still my daily little use. It is. It's my favorite little bong.
That's awesome.
All right, team, let's see. Where do we want to jump in and dive in? So the team at Circle S Farms has provided us with a Runts 8th. I have shout out to the Cannabis team for hooking us up with 3 Gorilla Glue number 4 infused pre-rolls. And then I also have an MPX dab, which we can utilize either here on the student rigs or at the dab bar. So before we start or continue this conversation, where do we want to dive into first?
I mean, I know I said I was a concentrate guy, but I'll take an infused pre-roll.
Why not?
That's around this side of the table.
I mean, there's concentrates in there, right?
You're right, 1,000%.
Absolutely right.
Are we like a pre-roll each?
Yeah.
Why
that sounds
not?
good.
I'm actually gonna. I mean, I will take this, but I'm gonna take a pipe if that's cool.
Of course, 1,000%. Hand this pipe to you. I was actually gonna do the same, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive into our 8th here. So, could you 3 please describe your role here at Stündenglass or GPAN?
I guess I'll go first. So I mean, I'm primarily right now on the G-Pen side of things. I typically just go from our biggest project to our biggest project right now. So when I first joined, kind of when we all first joined, it was the big project was the Geo. So Marnie and I kind of got trained up together. She, locked down Nevada, and then I went on to train, the other states that we had launched in.
Awesome.
I think we had gotten into 10 before I moved on to my next project. But got to go across, many different states, both recreational and medical, see all the different nuances of all the different markets, and taste a lot of different flower, visit a lot of different dispensaries. It was quite the adventure to start off with. And then as for right now, we're going through a really big move as far as where, our goods get fulfilled from and, shipped and packaged and all that. So I've been leading up that effort and trying to figure out, where all of our stuff's going to get, kind of moving around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, since you've been in so many states.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
I'm a big. I'm probably a big. What do you say? Flag waver for Nevada, but
for sure.
Who do you think has the biggest potential out of the states that you've been out to, cannabis wise?
So I'll split it up. I'll split it up both on the flower side and the concentrate side.
Nice.
And if if you're talking about potential, and this might surprise a lot of people, I think Maryland is severely underrated.
Wow.
You want to talk about somebody probably no one talks about is Maryland, right there next to the nation's capital. There's a lot of consumption happening there. I mean, DC itself is fully recreational. Whether or not they have programs installed is, a separate issue. But Maryland's fully medical now, and growing and moving towards recreational. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And the flower that I saw there from a few cultivators was really incredible. And I've got to shout them out. Where
that's
the credit
impressive.
is due. So
the East Coast is coming.
The East Coast is coming. I mean,
the East Coast is coming.
The East Coast is benefiting from a lot of experience moving out east and setting up things, and they're getting it right from the jump instead of the growing pains that a lot of the early cultivators went through. They're learning from the West Coast mistakes for sure. So. Maryland is vastly underrated. Specifically, a cultivator by the name of Culta. They're putting out some crazy good stuff. Concentrate.
Their carts were good.
All their stuff is good. All their stuff was good, to be honest. The flower was the only that just stopped me in my tracks. So I was where am I right now? So
awesome.
Shout out to Maryland right now.
Shout out to Maryland, because I did not anticipate you saying that at all.
I mean,
maybe New York or somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's not what anybody's expecting, but that's the truth. Concentrate. I'm gonna have to throw it to an old G. Washington State has got just in every form too, whether it's BHO, CO2 if you're playing like that, the rosins, and then the variety of flowers that they're able to pull and make these concentrates with, just all kinds of crazy flavors. Concentrates, head up to the Pacific Northwest. If you find yourself out in the nation's capital, head out to Baltimore and get yourself some good flour. Man,
I'm gonna have to go out there too. And I'm a Steelers fan. I never go to Baltimore, but I might have to go out there.
Going to hostile territory, take their bud.
Right. There you go. Marnie, yourself, what is your role here at STÜNDENGLASS or G-Pen?
So I started with G-Pen doing launching the Geo, and then similarly kind of going around the country and doing trainings and education, onboarding new fill partners, doing full product line trainings, educations, working really closely with a lot of dispensaries. And of course, I do all of our trade shows and big events and stuff like that. And then once we brought STÜNDENGLASS under our umbrella, that kind of went under my portfolio as well. And since then, I've kind of evolved, and I mainly take on a sales and account management role right now with the company. I do still do trade shows, so all of the champs, MJ BizCon. We're actually heading up to Santa Rosa next week for Hall of Flowers.
Nice.
So I get to see all over the country, all over the world with this company, which is absolutely
awesome,
amazing.
Right.
I feel so blessed to do that.
Sure. Who would have thought you'd be saying that 10 years ago?
No. And then I don't know. So I would have to agree with you as far as regulation wise. I do truly think that Nevada did it right. I
Right.
think that
Same.
obviously we're still learning and evolving. And no, there's not, it's not 100% perfect.
Right.
But I think that the way that we regulated our testing, and even more just in the way that like we didn't over give out licenses, right? I know that there's just some
Slow,
states.
steady climb.
Yeah, and there's like so many states right now that, it's just rock bottom pricing and
Yeah.
there's, they kind of just gave out too many licenses too quickly.
For sure.
So no one's really being that successful unless you're like a huge MSO. And so anyway, I think that Nevada did a really good job about how we've kind of come into the adult use market.
For sure.
And I am going to give a cliche answer. I'm going to say that I actually think that New York is going to be like
Up there.
game over.
Yeah,
I think
honestly.
they're going to, I can't say what their regulations are going to come out looking like, but they're going to just crush it in every other way. So I'm really excited to see what happens when they finally come online.
For sure. They almost killed it at almost everything. But
Almost.
Yeah. We're not gonna give them all the credit yet.
Giants took that L last night.
Facts. We're not gonna talk about that though. But Marnie, I do remember you saying that you are part of like events and all of those. What do you think is the most underrated cannabis event that is running here in the nation currently?
I don't know. I think that like at this point, I mostly am attending events that like everyone is going to.
I
Champs is huge.
For sure.
Champs is awesome.
For sure.
But that's really geared more towards like your smoke shops and your head shops. Whereas like MJ BizCon is really more geared towards cannabis industry.
Of course.
And I've seen MJ BizCon grow over the years, and that's really exciting to see more and more people coming in that, everything from like the money side of it to license holders and growers and everything.
For sure.
MJ Biz is cool, but I don't know. I think the coolest one I ever went to was like an OG Emerald Cup.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
I've never been to one. I should have been around.
That was one of the very first like shows that I got to do with
Sick.
G-Pen,
Sick.
and I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I did that, I was just like, I have the greatest job in the entire fucking world.
For sure. 1000%. CJ, yourself, what is your position here at STÜNDENGLASS?
So I actually met the G-Pen team out in China.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I moved out to China in 2014. Just to develop vaporizers, start getting involved with the technology and the production side
Right.
of everything.
For
what was
sure.
going on over there? Because I was a dabber. I was a scientific glass collector.
For
and
sure.
I collect glass art pieces, and I was just really really deep into it on that front. And
For
so
sure.
for me to go over and fix some of the problems that we were seeing in the very early days of Chinese vaporizers and stuff
Right.
was really cool. And that's when I first met the team, and we hit it off immediately, and we've been close and working together ever since.
Who would have thought you'd move to China and then end up right back in Vegas? That's crazy.
Dude, so I came back. Speaking of events, we were just launching the Rome, and I needed to bring some back for the show, right? So we
Gotcha.
could have some, and that was the end of 2019. That was in December.
Oh, wow. Right before everything went down.
Yeah, and so I had my thumb on the pulse in China for sure,
Right.
and I knew it was going down over there.
For sure.
And so I said, "Hey guys, like I don't think I can go back.
Right.
This isn't looking good."
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. For sure.
And so now I've been here for almost 3 years.
Awesome.
and we're still rocking. It's been an adjustment. My role hasn't changed. I'm still managing development with the factories that we work
Right.
with. When we have our own factories, we have great partners for manufacturing, and we've really seen things improve. I think right when I came on is when we started doing a lot more of our own complex and unique designs that are our own,
For sure.
instead of things that are more like what you're seeing on the market. And you're going to see that reflecting all of our new products and what's coming out from us soon too.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Out of a para company, what do you guys would say is the biggest growing pain that you guys had to overcome or still might be going through in this market?
Regulations,
For sure.
like with any industry.
Yeah.
Even though we're an accessories brand, and not necessarily touching the plant with cannabis, there's
Right.
still a lot of hoops that we have to jump through.
Wow.
No matter what they are.
Wow.
Whether that's marketing, for example, we can't necessarily advertise in the same way a different market might be able to on Facebook, Instagram. Cannabis isn't allowed on TikTok like at all. So if you're talking about social media, even like Google AdWords and things like that, those just aren't, you know, tools that our industry has at its disposal in the same way a lot of other brands do.
For sure.
You know, and even, you know, just importation and exportation is another thing. You know, there's you know, getting the goods in from overseas, even you know, shipping it from state to state. There's been some regulations that have gone through, things called like the PACT Act, which limits certain vaporizers being shipped through traditional carriers. And I mean, anything you can think of, you know, eventually comes up, and all the additional struggles that, you know, a traditional small business might have.
And
Right, for sure.
And costs that are like ultimately getting passed on to the consumer.
For sure.
So that all
1000%.
Taxing everyone.
Yeah, of course. Tax me, I gotta tax you.
Yep, exactly.
Where we live in.
Import tariffs, state excise taxes, depending on where you're at. I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with selling vapes and have the excise tax.
Yep.
Here. So
Yes, sir.
I mean, it makes it even prohibitive to like warehouse or move from here in this spot where Vegas is a really great city to do business in, but not for vapes because they make it funky, you know? So there are obstacles there. I would definitely say that logistically, you know, COVID messed a lot up. It made everything a lot slower and a lot more expensive in terms of shipping and just how quick we can react to things. And so Growing Pain has definitely been trying to be more proactive
for sure
with some of these issues instead of reactive. But you know, pandemic times.
Can't see it all coming.
Yeah, who would have anticipated that at all? For sure. So I mean, we were the only dispensary that was open during the pandemic. Thankfully, we are on native land, so we were granted that. But what other major struggles did you guys handle during that pandemic? Because it really did take a toll on a lot of people, for sure. You see a lot of businesses not even here no more. How was that for you?
I mean, I feel like we handled it pretty well.
People were smoking weed, bro.
I know.
People were smoking weed.
People were smoking a ton of weed.
And getting some extra money.
And what the other thing too is, you know, shops were closed and we were capturing the retail market at that time. And so that was huge for us because we saw things like, you know, web sales go up. Well, generally our volume was down. You know, we were seeing more traffic and getting to get that more.
The world was ending, bro. Everybody was just like, all right, I'll sit around, get high, and you know, wait for it to come. So we definitely saw an uptick in certain places. I mean, already as a company, we were fairly remote as far as like where most of our, you know, our business is like done. A lot of our staff and employees are already spread across the country, and we work very efficiently remotely. So with the exception of a few people that were in our home office in LA, you know, there was very little adjustment that needed to happen. And luckily, you know, we have a great team that, you know, just kept rocking through all the chaos and all the madness. Then on top of that, there was an uptick in business. So I think we all killed it.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, you could obviously see you three are such a united front. You could tell that this was going to succeed through that pandemic. So from there, where's the future of Student Glass or G-Pen? What future products do you guys have? Or I know we do have something that you guys did want to feature.
We're going to show you guys
Sky's the limit.
Something that is about to drop. But before we show you like the brand new on G-Pen, I do think from Studenglass, and I'll let CJ decide what we can specifically divulge or not. But as you guys know, Studenglass and G-Pen, for that matter, we're really notorious for our intentional collaborations. Right? And so like in G-Pen, we've done a ton of incredible collabs over the 10 years that G-Pen has been in existence. You've seen us do collabs with everyone from Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, Burton. I mean, you name the companies. We've partnered with them. And that, of course, and currently on the G-Pen front, our partners are, we partner with Dr. Green Thumb, so Be Real. And we also partner with Cookies and Lemonade, so Burners brands.
Yes,
and then you'll see that also translate over to our Student Glass lineup. So we have Cookies a blue cookies student glass unit. We have the green and gold Dr. Green Thumbs, which is my personal favorite.
Same.
We also have a gold Taylor Gang unit that is hella dope. Literally, Wiz Khalifa, we didn't ever pay him a fucking penny.
Wow.
He did all that on his own. He loved the student glass. He just like rocked that thing. And so we went to him and we were like, all right, well, you want your own unit, right?
Of course.
So, and then most recently we dropped the Mike Tyson 2.0 red unit, which is super sick. And we're actually next week going to be dropping boxing glove shaped globes that go with the Mike Tyson unit.
By the time y'all see this, they'll be
available. So those are sick.
That's
and then
a knockout.
We got some like other really cool collabs coming up too that I don't know if we're allowed to share yet, but we'll keep bringing the coolest people to the table with us.
Right, 1,000%. Man, that is dope. Some boxing glove shaped gloves.
Yeah. And they're red.
She didn't even mention they have pineapple ones too. Like the pineapple ones are probably my favorite ones.
The pineapples are really cool.
They do it right here at Student Glass. I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't tried this thing, you guys got to come in, rent it from us, test it, and then purchase from them. I'm telling you, come through and try these products. So what do we have here on the table?
All right, what we got here is our newest product launching, the Higher Vaporizer. It works for concentrates and dry herb. The concentrate kit comes with it out of the tank, right? So pretty much what you have here is an e-nail, right? So think like an upgraded version of the Connect or just an upgraded version of any traditional e-nail, really. I don't know if they can get that, but we got a quartz chamber here. So it's all glass. It's got like a nozzle in the middle, so it's really resemblant of like a traditional old school e-nail. You're like those domeless titanium nails from back in the day. You know what I mean? We kind of took it back to basics instead of trying to get too fancy with it or anything. So it's got a glass adapter here. You can change it out so it fits on any piece that you have.
Wow.
This one's a 14 mil, which is the same size as the Stünden, which is the same size as most stuff. Then you have your battery pack here. So this is actually going to be what's powering the unit, and then inside here you're going to have your power cable that's going to hook these up together. So, I mean, yeah, it's an e-nail, first and foremost. That's what it's designed to do. It does have the dry herb bulb, but I don't really want to get too into the nitty-gritty right now. I think let's just fire it up and show you guys how it works, right?
So I have some wax here, my brother, some MPX. I believe it's the strawberry bubblegum kush. If you want to break that open, I should have.
I got a tool over here.
Okay, perfect.
It comes with the tool, right?
Tool and USB included in the kit.
Tool and USB included. And like the charging wire, it magnetically connects to both sides.
Nice.
And it's interchangeable. It
Magnets.
Right. And honestly, that's one reason why I do love most of your products. They're all magnetic. It makes it so much simpler. So simple.
Easy peasy.
And then you can see the dab tool actually goes on the side here, so you can kind of stir it around or whatever. Still similar to like old school carb caps. Like I said, we're just taking it back. We're trying to deliver that e-nail dab experience that everyone's been trying to get out of these e-rigs, and they haven't really been able to deliver. But
for sure.
Like I said, I just want to let it speak for itself.
I don't know if y'all could tell on my face, but I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
You should be.
For sure.
You should be.
Every time I see Marnie in here, man, I'm always excited for a new toy. I'm just waiting. So the concentrate obviously goes right into your nail.
Yeah.
And is the battery pack just operated just like a normal battery 5-click push?
No, so it's going to be a long press to turn on, and then I don't know if you guys heard that or not. It has that tone.
Hey.
Right? Yeah.
RT-do-2.
Yep. So you get your little doo-doo-doo, and you're rocking, and then it'll also beep at you to let you know when it's time to dab, because how often do you miss it, overheat it, get too cold? Hey, but sometimes you got to waste it to taste it, you know?
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Facts.
5 heating temperatures.
5 heating temperatures. We're just going to rock it at the green temp, which I believe is like 660. Nice. So good for some good clouds. You can go a little lower. It goes all the way down to 480.
Right, 1,000%.
This looks like some MPX BHO, right? So I think 660 is good.
Yes, sir.
I think that's a good temp to start off with. You know, we can take it lower from there, but with the Stünden too, you really want to kind of get it rocking. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So you just take your dab. You know, you scoop it in there.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
5 session modes.
Yeah, 5 different session modes, so you can change the time that it's activated for. Right now, I have it on the max amount of time, so we can get,
for sure,
you know, some flips rocking out of it. But yeah, like I said, it'll give another beep dial tone when it's ready. You can already see we got some smoke coming up from the top here.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Wow.
There we go. And so now,
flip this bad boy.
Yeah, we're ready to rock. Sometimes it takes with the Stünden a couple to really get it going.
Yeah, we've learned that on our past episodes.
So that's why it's good to have the timer. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wanted to set it to the longest one. So.
And just like a normal carb, you'll lift the top.
Yeah,
as well?
you could lift it up.
Bad boy.
So that's also a neat trick with the Stünden too, to clear it. I don't know if y'all knew that. You can always just kind of pull through it.
Yeah, no, I did not. Learn something new every day. Actually, pay attention. This is great training that y'all need at home.
The max session mode is 60 seconds?
75.
75 seconds. I'm good right now.
Yeah, I know some big dabbers that like to visit here that would definitely need that for sure.
Here.
Farzan, did you want to jump on this?
Yeah, I was going to say pass that hose.
Pass that hose.
Do you have any swabs? Clean it up and get it rocking again? If not, it's all good.
Yeah, I apologize. I do at the bar.
Yeah.
Keep loading it up.
So, I mean, this is your guys' newest product. When does this hit the market?
We're hoping by the holidays.
Easy.
Holiday 2022.
Easy.
2022. Yep.
So make sure you keep an eye on this. Actually, this video should be dropping about the same time that this product drops. So by the time you see this, make sure you keep an eye out for this.
Nice.
Definitely got to get onto it. And it's called the higher pen.
G-Pen Higher.
G-Pen Higher. For sure. You already know NuWu. We definitely got to sell this here. So you could probably find it here with us for sure.
100%. Sir.
Wow, my man Farzan is taking this dab. Are there any other new products that are in development? Is this the newest currently? Or is there any that you are allowed to talk about?
I mean, we always got stuff in the works, man, in
course.
development. You know what I mean? This is for sure the newest. This one's already done. This one's already produced, ready to rock, just ready for the people. So, yeah, this is definitely the newest, latest, and greatest. We have definitely some new stuff coming from Stünden, from, you know, new collabs, new glass, new attachments, accessories. We're always tinkering and working with stuff and trying to improve and innovate. And I think, you know, Marnie touched on it a little bit with the collaborations. You know, we find relevant brands and people who speak to our audience and really try to get rid of the stigma behind, you know, cannabis use as it's becoming more and more open and legal and into these hands of people. And they see these brands that we're working with who are not necessarily cannabis brands sometimes, you know, where people like Mike Tyson who are coming in and getting involved. And so for us to be able to innovate and then work with them on getting rid of the stigma behind cannabis use and just really take it into the next level. I mean, we're still learning what that looks like, of course, and what the market's going to look like, but it's really cool to be a part of creating that.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And so that's the future for us, is just always trying to be agile and trying to make sure that we are, through innovation, you know, just providing the best opportunities for everyone in the industry. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was rocking a lot better that time.
I know. Them clubs are dark. Them clubs are dark.
Dab for our host?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no. I definitely will not say no. Well, that being said, thank you, my brother. So that being said, you guys have been in this game for a very, very long time. For someone, especially me, I still feel like I'm green in this industry. I'm, like I said, 5 years fresh. What advice would you have for those that are starting to embark on this path? What would you suggest to them, or something that you wish somebody would have told you when you first started here?
You know, I don't know if I wish somebody would have told me, because I feel like they did tell me.
Right.
And that is to be open-minded and to always be learning. You know, like, you know, you were once a student at one point in your life, and that doesn't change no matter where you get. If you feel like you're not learning something, chances are you're surrounded by the wrong people. So
yes, sir.
As long as you're always learning and improving and adding more to, your personal collection of, information in your brain, then you're in the right spot. But if you feel like you're stagnant and you're just not getting anything new out of whatever your environment is, then it's time to change.
1,000%. 1,000. Man, you need like your own segment, my brother. You call it like dabs in therapy or something. 'Cause, man, that literally speaks.
Dabs in therapy. That's good.
Marnie, yourself?
It's similar. I would say, really, you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible, and you have to be okay with knowing that there's really no such thing as forecasting right now in this industry, because even as long as all of us have been in this industry, it's still in its infancy.
Yes.
And it changes and evolves so rapidly, unlike any other industry, because it is still in its infancy. And we have a lifetime ahead of us to stay in this industry and still see it change, right?
100%.
And I think that if you're someone who has a really hard time with change, or that maybe reconsider it.
For sure. Yeah, this game changes a lot.
But it's the beauty of it too, because there's never a dull day. Everything is different every day, and you get to meet new amazing people and do new amazing things. And you get to smoke weed while doing it.
Why not?
So, oh my God.
That's true.
So it's the best industry in the world.
Facts. Yourself, CJ?
I would say to just stay passionate.
For sure.
It's a huge industry. It's constantly growing. Stay passionate, stay agile, take care of your own health, and then surround yourself with people who are motivating you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's hard to do alone. Like you said, we're a united front.
Yes, sir.
We all love each other and work for each other, and we do what we do to be accountable for each other, and then that's what motivates us. And so I think if you want to be in the industry, there's so many different ways to do it. Just surround yourself with the right people. Everyone in the industry, likes to smoke weed, and you're going to find a friendly person who's going to want to be your friend and going to want to take you under their wing and take you into this industry, because that's what it's all about.
For sure.
It's about sharing and caring and love and passion. And so just bring that with you, and then surround yourself with the right people to make sure that you can bring that with you every single day.
For sure.
And that's it.
Man, if you're listening to this, put in your application over at STÜNDENGLASS and GPEN, man. They got a good team around here. We got a great team too. Y'all could come over here, but definitely you need to check out STÜNDENGLASS team. So I genuinely appreciate you guys. This is one of my favorite episodes that I have had. First time I've ever had to do 3 guests at once, but it's been a blast. Where can our guests at home find you on socials?
Well, you can find me at Instagram at TravelDabber. Yep.
Travel Dabber?
Yep.
At STÜNDENGLASS and at GPEN. My Instagram is just my dog's.
Right.
What Marnie said. At STÜNDENGLASS at Gmail.
For sure.
100%.
Tap this man out.
Oh, yeah. You're
Tap
rocking.
this man out.
Yeah, you're rocking. My bad.
No, you're straight. Well, I'm about to take this fat dab. We about to open up this room too in a few minutes. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for working with us, for rocking with Student, rocking with GPEN. I can't wait to keep working with you guys and see what the new lounge is going to look like and hold, because it's going to be bigger and better.
Yes,
and just thanks.
Of course. And honestly, once we move to the new building, you guys definitely know you guys are more than welcome to come back.
There.
Oh, we will be back.
For sure.
We will be back.
And we'll hopefully with brand new toys too. This one I'm about to jump into now. Thank you for joining on in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody.
DJ. I got all the pressure.
It's so smooth, huh? You don't even feel it. You don't even know you're taking a dab.
Sure, I'm taking a dab until the smoke comes out.
Yep.